I get this question specifically when I'm talking to other homies, creatives, artists, and it's, how do you stay consistent? How are you putting videos up as often as you are with the quality that you have along with the music? It's hard. This is how I stay consistent with creating content, creating music, being a producer, being a husband, and while working a full-time job. Here's how. Number one is time management. So y'all know how everybody be doing the reset Sundays, making their bed up, vacuuming, doing the dishes, and the lighting the candles. In addition to those things, on Sunday, we ought to be preparing for the week. Every Sunday evening, like right after dinner, I try to dedicate an hour to go through my goals that I had last week. I use Notion to plan my weeks. It's literally the brain for all that I do. I take some time to really just think about what needs to happen during the week. So on Sunday, I'll plan out what content I need to develop or produce this week, what I need to post this week, any sessions that I have, any mixes that I need to finish. I make note of all of that. I also use it as a time to set my intentions, set my goals, and really reframe my mindset for the week. I love that because it just kind of sets the tone. It gets you excited. It gets you motivated. It gets you, you look forward to the week. Number two, and this is probably the most, not probably, but this is the most important. Number two is to keep first things first. For me, what that looks like, spending time with wifey, making sure things in the house are good, checking in on friends and family, and self-care. Before I started putting those things into perspective, it was really easy to get caught up in the busyness of the day-to-day. For me, I can't create and accomplish all that I set out to accomplish without keeping those first things first, because it's those first things that motivate me, that push me, that inspire me. I believe that keeping first things first is another form of keeping your cup full. Number three, you might have late nights or early mornings. Let's talk about it. So there was a season where I was getting up at like 5:30 a.m. to get up and just work on music, and that lasted for like maybe a month. It was so serene, so peaceful. But then the world started to wake up. Like, you start hearing cars coming down the street, beep, beep, like. And then next thing you know, it's almost 8 a.m. It's time to turn my work computer on and sign in. And that just was never fun for me, knowing that this time was coming to an end. Thankfully my job is remote, but even then there's still not much time during the day to get anything done. Like, I may practice for 30 minutes, an hour, or whatever. I may work on an idea or something. It's never really enough time to really produce in the way that I need to. So in order for me to really create this level of content and this level of music and the level of music that I want to make, I'm going to need time. Sometimes I do find myself up till 2 a.m., sometimes 3 a.m. just working on ideas, shooting content, planning, sending emails. I don't recommend that every day, but for me, that's the pressure that I put on myself because I really set out to accomplish everything that I say that I was going to do. And, I have deadlines. I have things to turn around. I have mixes I got to submit. There's a lot of things that I need to do. So I take that time to really push myself to go a little bit further. It's not ideal, but it's worth it. Another alternative is to wake up extra early on the weekends. I find that for me, our weekends get packed because, we're running around, we're spending time with each other, probably getting some stuff at the crib, spending time with some family or meeting up with friends or, whatever the case is. So sometimes getting up early in the morning to shoot content or even produce and work on music or even have sessions is something that I definitely recommend. Number four, it's alright if you don't get everything done. I'm gonna say that one more time. It's my St. Louis accent. It's alright if you don't get everything done. You ever make a list of things that you said you was gonna do, and then you go back the next day and you look at that list, you're like, dang, I ain't get nothing done. Well, I'm here to tell you that that's okay. Life happens. If we didn't get it done yesterday, if we didn't get done last week, that's okay. We got a new day today. We're blessed with a new day. So just to wrap all this up, give yourself grace, take your time, and be intentional as you're planning, as you're creating your goals, as you're setting your intentions for the weeks and hold yourself accountable. I know my last point was, it's alright if you don't get everything done, and that's cool, but we have to also look at that as withdrawals. You go to a bank, you keep taking out money, you got the bread, but then there's going to be some point where you hit a negative. We have to look at those times as a withdrawal that can go negative at some point. While it is okay that we may not get everything done, we still have to hold ourselves accountable if we want to be effective. That's one thing that I've really pushed myself on. While I don't hit them all, I still make that effort to do so as much as I can. I think that's just about it. If y'all want to talk, hit me. If y'all got any tips or suggestions on things that y'all do to stay focused or to plan your week, I'd love to hear it. Drop your comments below. Thank y'all so much for showing so much love.